I'd like to call to order the meeting of the City of Monona's Community Media Committee for January 8th, 2026. We've got quorum. Will, you've got the roll that you've documented there.
Yep.
I'll take a motion to approve the minutes from our last meeting, which was back in September 11th of 2025. Just a motion to approve would be all we need.
I would make it a motion to approve the minutes from November 2025.
September. Yeah. And is there a second?
I second.
Perfect. All in favor, or excuse me, before we vote, are there any additions or changes that people would like to see? Okay, the motion and the motion opens up the conversation for discussion. Now we can vote. All in favor of approving the minutes as seen in the packet, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Motion passes. On the agenda, we don't have any ongoing business to discuss, but we do have some new business. Number 5A, discuss possible need for additional communication about MononaGo cancellation. I guess probably I would put that under ongoing business technicality about where it fits into the agenda. But if you remember, we've been talking for quite some time now. It came up in the budget discussions that MononaGo, it came up even last time before I returned to this committee, that there just wasn't the viewership or the listenership on MononaGo, and it was decided that we would let that go. Let that contract expire. The question on the table is, do we need to make any sort of, is there a need for communication? And if so, what would be the best way to communicate that? Communication with the public.
Was there something in the most recent email? City email, I thought.
Yeah, I think we've done it in the last few, right?
We have already done that MononaGo is going away. I missed
in the newsletter, yes, it's been in the last 3, I believe.
Perfect. I don't think we need to talk about it then on the agenda for tonight, unless there was something more that you wanted to say, Will.
No, I haven't heard any feedback. Nobody has called upset. Nobody has called to ask where it might be or any of those. So.
Okay.
So can't we just put that in the City of Monona newsletter?
It has been for the last few months, yes.
It's already been in there. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Fantastic. Then I'm just going to move on to 5B, discussion regarding the use and ease of use for city videos on YouTube. I'll give you some background on this topic. One of the many good services that community media provides is for citizens to watch any meeting they care to watch. They can watch this meeting, city council meetings, any committee meeting, plan commission. And so this agenda item has 2 points. Discussion about the use, who is using it, how many people are using it, can we get some statistics? And then also, is there a way that we could make it easier for people to watch city meetings? Sometimes it can be difficult to keep up to speed with what's going on in the city, and as easy as we can make it for people to learn what's going on, I would be in favor of that. So I don't think we need to make a final decision on exactly how that would look, but I'm curious to know if you feel like, well, have you ever watched a video of a city meeting? And if so, was there any aspect about that experience that you thought could make it better?
Well, and I'm not sure, Teresa, if you're dividing, they also do all the recording of the school board meetings.
Right. And we could include those as, yes, I'm including.
Right now, because we have major issues, I have had a significant number of people, good for you, Will and Brennan, say, I went back and watched this. I went back and watched this. I went back and watched this. And maybe you're not seeing those numbers, but they are, particularly the one that we did in Cottage Grove.
Yeah.
Because, well, one of those was not recorded because Elizabeth saw that as more as a board workshop, and that was one of the first board meetings when they brought forward the issue of Maywood, the district office, MJ21, all of that kind of thing. So the very next meeting is one that, and that would have been November, I think, that a lot of people have said they've gone back and watched because they didn't have all that information. So for instance, our meeting next Tuesday, the agenda doesn't come until Friday.
Right.
And, you know, so people are incredibly grateful, particularly right now, for the taping of the school board member meetings. So for whatever that is, and they've been watching bits and pieces of them, I have to say thank you for that.
I am so glad that you brought that up, and I did not in any way mean to exclude the district. I'm glad that you bring that up. In my mind, I was kind of thinking of all of it, so including the school district, yes. One, and I'm also hearing the same, Susan. A lot of people are talking about it. I'm wondering, something that came up in a recent conversation with someone, is there a way that a YouTube video viewer, could somehow see the agenda and the point in time where a certain topic is discussed so that the viewer could just jump right into it? Katie?
Yeah, I was just going to mention this too. I don't know if that's possible. Maybe it is. What we have just recently for the broader community started doing is annotating the meeting in a newsletter the following day. So a separate newsletter goes out with a recap of the meeting and lists a summary of the agenda item and links directly to when that item starts on YouTube. So people can watch the entire 4-hour meeting that we had in December, or they can go, okay, this is the point that I'm really interested in. I'm going to directly click this link. And we linked the materials and again, like the link directly to the start of that part. And it's time consuming. And I don't know that Will or Brennan, I mean, I don't know who would do that. It's time consuming and it's the next day, right? So like it's tricky. If there's a automatic way to do it through YouTube, that would be much easier. Even if it's just the agenda that's popping up.
You do it for school board meetings?
And even when you see the agenda, sometimes you just don't know whether
Where in the meeting.
Yeah,
Or
it's tricky.
time.
Yeah.
Katie, how is that newsletter accessed? Is that on the web page or so that
We send it out.
everybody can see it?
Yep, it is on the website. And on the website, it's also sent out to anybody who signs up for the newsletter. So that's shared automatically, but we have to do the annotation manually.
Is the question whether or not you can do that in real time? Like if someone's going to the meeting, can they see the agenda at the same time? Is that what you're asking?
No, if someone's watching the recording.
So do we do a table of contents for the YouTube videos before they're uploaded?
We do not. We just upload the videos as is recorded that night. There is some software within our television playback
Will, could you
system.
speak up? I'm not hearing you very well.
Oh, am I connected to this? How's
Perfect.
that?
There you go.
Who knew? I should have. We do not currently do a table of contents or any type of chaptering. That feature does exist in our playback system through the TV station.
There's a part of YouTube where you can do that.
Yes. And so
Right.
you can do that in YouTube as well.
Mhm.
I'd have to check if you can do it real time or if you have to go back and do it.
No, you can't do it real time.
Yeah.
You
So,
can put the agenda in there and mark the times
right.
so
So
that
we'd,
someone comes
so,
back, you could go right to their item.
right.
Right.
So we'd have to have somebody watch it
Mark.
through, find the times where those agenda items came up, and
Yeah.
then chapter it.
So
Yeah.
just to clarify one thing, when you can mark the times if whoever's recording it, right? If there is someone sort of managing the stream, you should be able
Oh,
to mark those as the meeting goes on or note them, right? So that then you can create the table of contents at the end of the meeting. So we do that for our meetings for the Public Service Commission where we're just noting, right? There's an agenda that goes out before. There's basically a document that we keep and then we mark when each item goes off, plop that into YouTube, save it, upload it, and then the table of contents is right there so people can go directly to it.
And is that in the scroll bar? Then it just
Yeah.
shows in the scroll bar. Like you have to hover and yeah.
Right. Yeah. But you see like how they have the little pieces on the
Yeah.
timeline there.
so Alex, are you saying that whoever is recording the meeting would just jot down manually with a pen and paper, or is
That's
there
what we do.
that's
Yeah.
that's okay. I wonder though if there's something else that I don't know. Like I wouldn't want the mayor to like just in the sense of city council or the school board. I wouldn't want the school board chair to have to say, okay, it's 5:13 p.m. onto the agenda item. I wouldn't want them to have to say that either.
Is there someone who's like managing the meeting in the moment, or does it just automatic no one there?
For council meetings, Will, we've got some high school students that are there making sure that everything's being recorded and they're managing the recording, but I don't know about school board meetings. I think they're there too, right?
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah. There's always somebody manually at these meetings, and we don't have any automated equipment.
Yeah. Huh.
If I'm just looking at our YouTube channel because we were talking about who's watching and what are we getting for views. I just quickly clicked on 2 council meetings. The latest one got
I'd like to call the meeting to order.
got 74 views. If I went to, I don't know, I'll just pick something in the summer just to make it different. June 2nd, 83 views. And I clicked on another one earlier and it was like 100 views. So, I mean, I don't know who's watching those. I'm guessing it's going to be some city staff that are going back and taking notes. That also doesn't count for how many people have clicked multiple times. But
Right.
either way, 783 views for June 2nd.
That was council, yeah. And then it might be interesting too, just to I mean, you can always get those stats to Katie separately, or I just don't want to spend your time now during the meeting time, but unless you have it really easily in front of you.
What's that? I'm sorry.
The viewership for the school board meetings.
Oh, for this, well, I can get that. And
It's right. I mean, it's right on every video has it. So the December one has over 600.
Call the meeting to order.
Oops, you're probably hearing that. Yes, I can get a snapshot real quick.
So yeah, but as far as while Will is looking for that, so I'm hearing that if annotation of time is something we want to explore, it really sounds like it's just a job, a manual job for the person who is recording the meeting. And or someone has to go and watch the meeting after the fact and go back and do the annotating. So it's
sounds like both is what needs to happen.
I was in the studio earlier today with Dave Bronner. He and I were working. Hi, everyone. Working on a project, and Dave was astounding me with how quickly he was getting AI to attack very complex problems very quickly
Right.
at the station. And it strikes me that training AI to perform these tasks may be exactly what that technology is supposed to be about.
That's exactly what I was also thinking. Right. Yeah. I mean,
So if we
yeah.
gave an AI system directive, here's the agenda,
Mhm.
recognize these items and let us know when they happen, we probably could train that monkey to type Hamlet for us pretty quickly.
The latest school board meet, or I should say August 12th school board meeting got 348 views. If I go, trying to find the latest, oh, here he goes, the November one. Whoa.
Yes, check November.
Yep, November, 566.
Okay.
So, but that's no surprise. I mean, no fault to city council, but school board always gets way more.
No.
330 for June.
Joe, the AI question makes a lot of sense. I have also heard that the city is, well, I know in the last budget, the council approved some just some basic training on AI, essentially just to help city staff understand the risks and, just some best practices. I know that many people who work for the city are already using things like ChatGPT. Perhaps there needs to be a policy. That'll be something explored down the road. At the same time, I also just learned or heard from a city staff employee that the city may be adopting a new software that would be used for creating agendas and taking minutes. Am I understanding that correctly, Will? Maybe you know something about it. And whatever the answer to that is, I mean, I think that is the case. I don't know the details of it, but I would think that there must be some component of AI built into that, which could deliver what we're talking about here tonight.
Yes, there is a new module within the back end of the website to upload and put together your agendas. It's my understanding there is no AI involved. It's just a easier,
Oh,
more efficient way, once you know how to do it, to put your agendas together and the way that it organizes it for us. I was not a part of that subcommittee, if you want to call it, that got trained up and did it. Of course, that was Leah and Neil, and I think they were the main two. Perhaps I think Aline was in on that as well. And it was more so agenda, not necessarily transcribing your agenda, just putting your agenda together.
so I know that if you use Microsoft Teams, there is a built-in functionality for taking meeting minutes. And it looks like Amanda's nodding her head like, yeah, I've used that before.
I'm taking minutes right now with Zoom by just using the AI companion.
Okay.
So what you need, though, right, for YouTube is a timestamp, right, and the item. So somehow you'd have to bring those things together. And if you wanted to be able to navigate through a 2-hour meeting and get to specific agenda items, you still need a way to tell YouTube that at 42 minutes, agenda item 5, click. So the transcription and stuff is like doable, but you're still going to need to figure out how to tell YouTube to, you're going to have it know so that you can leverage tools to make it easier to navigate.
If you have the transcript, you should be able to do the prompt like what
Yeah.
was saying. And also
Yeah.
like the security risk, I would think using any tool would be fine because these meetings are public. If it's going on the city's website and is public access, there's not a security issue for, at least that's how my organization looks at
Right.
things.
It's not a private company with, yeah, exactly. So there already is, the city has access already to tools for taking minutes using AI. While using the tool, date stamps can be automatically included, and then those date stamps can be manually added to a YouTube video.
Well, we don't.
Is that the summary of it all?
Well, we're not already using that. I guess I would want to make sure
Okay.
that doesn't get out there. There's no software that we're using right now or that we're doing that is automatically timestamping anything other than Zoom AI Companion is just transcribing this recording the best that it can. But there's no names in there. There's, it's just strictly what's being said out of people's mouths.
All right. So is this something that is directing staff to look into this and finding ways to improve citizen, ease of use when it comes to these YouTube videos? Is that a task that this body would like to ask our city staff on Will's team to look into?
I would vote, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll take is there a motion to do that?
I guess I'll motion, yeah.
Motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. All in favor, or is there more discussion? Is there more discussion? We don't have to vote now. We can vote next month. We can just consider this discussion for now and we can vote next time. I don't mean to push this along. It doesn't have to happen immediately, but the floor is open for discussion. Dave?
Well, I would just say that first of all, I'm not an AI expert. But what I can tell you is we're not the first committee to have this conversation. I'm sure if a simple Google search is going to tell you that people are trying to do this exact thing using these exact tools. So there's a roadmap for it. Just how people go about that within the restrictions of working for the city and what they can use and things like that, I think is where some of the parameters would need to be set. But I guarantee you this can be done, and it is being done. We just have to find the right tools.
100%. Will, what are your suggestions? What would you like to see happen? Perhaps we don't need to vote on anything. What are your thoughts?
Well, I can do I just did a chat GPT search and said, tell me how to do chapters in YouTube, and it gave me 3 different options. So automatically, I should say, with timestamp. So, I mean, you kind of ask chat GPT how to use itself, and it'll tell you.
And we should also all enjoy our time here on this committee while we're still needed to be on this committee.
Oh, well, what do you think? I guess it sounds like everybody's in favor. Is there any more discussion, Bill?
I just wanted to ask if you could restate the motion, because I heard you ask for a motion and receive a motion, but I didn't hear what exactly we're asking staff to do. And I guess my preference would be to keep it as like if they happen to find something when they're looking into this that's different than anything we talked about tonight, I'm open to hearing about other ideas too. Maybe there's something other than time stamping or different than time stamping that would also accomplish what you're trying to do. So, but however you want to word it.
Alex, would you like to take a stab at wording that motion? What would you like to move?
Oh, I think kind of what Bill said, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to assume the answer,
Yeah.
right? So what might we know?
So a motion to,
To, do we have to get so specific as
no,
far as,
we don't.
to improve ease of use? I guess there's two different things though, right? There's like navigating the video. That's one thing.
Right.
There are other things maybe in there too. Is it navigating the video? Is that the thing to focus on? Being able to like click on chapters? Is that what we're thinking is the opportunity?
Is that what this body would like?
It,
Dave, did you have a?
well, not to, it. There's also there's a little bit of an accuracy component to this too. If we're asking AI to timestamp things, that's one thing if they got that wrong. But if it like spit out a summary of the meeting and people would take that as fact over what people actually said in the meeting, I think that would be a couple different things. So if we were going to have it we want it to make it easier for people to digest the information or get the specific information they're looking for, but we want to give them the actual information that was stated at the meeting or provided as an agenda to the meeting instead of a regurgitated something that wasn't, and then that creates a different problem. So there's just some things to watch out for. I'm sure that
that's kind of what I'm
like,
asking.
hey, it's like, hey, this worked. That's so cool. It's so fast, and it's not right.
That's not right. So yeah, I think navigating the videos is kind of what we're probably.
Yeah.
The topic on the table is about navigating the videos. Yeah.
I thought we were talking about trying to match a time frame.
Correct.
On the video to the agenda.
Yes.
They go together. Yeah.
Which
is that right, Alex?
Yep, for the purposes of being able to more easily navigate the video. Yeah, right. You're both right. Absolutely. Katie?
I just was going to share, I understand the motion is for navigating the video, and I would just throw out there, like maybe this is step one, because that's still for people who are going to YouTube and seeking out the video and not necessarily like distributing the video to more people who don't necessarily know what to look for or know how to find the meetings. Like this still relies on people finding it on their own. So I wouldn't want perfection to get in the way of like some progress, but maybe there are additional steps. Like once this is in place, then there could be another step to increasing overall viewership.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that a lot. So for now, focus on just navigating and time stamping. Mm-hmm. Anyone else? Other thoughts? Joe, Amanda, anybody? Am I missing anyone in the meeting? Am I seeing everybody? I think so. Okay.
I guess I do have a question of, like I personally do not watch these videos.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to vote right now? Because if it's not relevant, but I do believe in like usability of YouTube. This makes sense to me, but I just feel like I don't have a horse in the race.
Well, and again, Teresa, you can answer that, but I do think that, as a committee member, you may not be doing it right now, but for me, it's something that's, ask Katie, that's incredibly helpful. You look at the discussion items, and then you look at the action items, and all you want to do is see one action item. This way we can navigate this to say, okay, then in this meeting, you want to go to 3 hours and 22 minutes. That'd be fabulous. And even if you don't use it, you may have people that who, once they know it's available, are excited about it and start using it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'd be excited about it, right, Katie?
Anything to make our lives easier. Yeah. So I think we've all kind of landed on. We're just really asking that Will take a little time, whether himself or talk about it with his team between now and the next time we meet, just to dig in and see what's possible, right? To more easily navigate these videos with timestamps and things like that. And I know we have to be with Robert's Rules of Order. Alex, would you mind just stating your motion? Thank you. I think you're on mute, Alex. Oh, you probably said something so eloquent.
It was so good. I mean,
I know.
I think it's a motion to learn how to better navigate meetings on YouTube.
Yep.
Does that sound right?
And I would just add thoughtfully, if you want to add it, including navigating timestamping. Because that's something specifically that we're supporting at this particular time. And so as they work on navigating the video, if we specifically address a particular thing, then we'll know that particular thing gets addressed. So would you entertain a friendly amendment to add navigate time span? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, perfect. So we've got a motion, we've got an amendment. All in favor of the amended motion, say aye.
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 Okay. Technically, we're probably supposed to vote on the amendment. I think we're all online. Okay. So, all right, excellent, great conversation. The second part of that new business item was just getting some statistics. So thank you for sharing those with us, Will. I'll probably circle back with you just to get some more statistics in between meetings on city council views. So that's really interesting stuff.
Just so I'm clear on my notes that I'm going to take for the minute. Did we pass that motion with a second and everything?
We did. Alex motioned. Susan suggested an amendment.
Well, basically, I seconded it. And then effectively, I said, how about a friendly amendment? And if the person who makes the motion says that's appropriate, you don't even have to vote on the amendment. So we're just voting on the motion.
Perfect.
So you seconded the motion.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. Fantastic. So now I'm going to take us down in the agenda to department reports. Will, can you share it with us what number one with VMO news and updates? Feel free to go through any of those.
Well, I love letting Joe do that because his arms are wrapped around it tighter than mine.
Perfect.
Okay, well,
and Joe, I just put these down as just a bookmark for a few things I thought of. Feel free to add. I know there's more.
Well, I don't have the.
Joe, we miss your daughter.
I miss her too. She's doing great at school. I do not have the whatever documentation Will has up in front of me.
That's fine. It was generic.
I guess here's the basic overview of where we're at right now, entering 2026 is we've got a pretty active Friends organization who are coming into 2026 with a solid fund balance, even after remanding over to the station in concordance with our MOU with the Friends group about underwriting. I want to say about $11,000 from 2025 in underwriting came back to our department budget, which is fantastic.
Can you say that number again, Joe?
I'm sorry?
Could you give that number again, please?
$11,000 approximately that came back to WVMO, and that is 90% of the underwriting amount raised. The other 10% stays with the Friends for their costs or duties involved with processing that money. The underwriting goes through the Friends, through the 501c3 organization. They keep 10%. They send 90% back to us for operational costs. The Friends also, in this last year, we had some significant outlays for new computers, new production, or a new version of our production software that we've been using at the station. So we've had some significant costs that the Friends have chipped in for. So overall, that relationship has been pretty healthy. And starting out this year, we've got underwriting agreements in place with Stoughton Opera House, which is a great partner for us. They're also a municipal entity, just like we are. And so it makes a lot of sense that we are in partnership with them. We are, I think, going to be working with one of the new developments in town, Bloom Madison, wants to do underwriting on the station, which is great. And we are doing event partnerships with Frank Productions and with events at Atwood Music Hall. So all those things very positive. Over the last several months, we've had a few people step away from hosting programs on the station, but we've had some new programs come on the scene. So that is probably just a natural part of the process of having a volunteer-driven group of show hosts. People do it for a while and then they move on to other things, and other people are interested. And we try to be very selective about who comes on the air, and we try to use our evening hours primarily as the place where we slot in new hosted shows. I am excited. There is a Wisconsin native who makes her home in Nashville right now, who was the person who produced the National Americana Award shows in Nashville. She was Chris Christopherson's personal assistant and a very exciting, interesting person who kind of knows everybody in our format, our Americana format. She may be coming to WVMO to do a show in the next couple of months, and that is very exciting. If that happens, we may be having some really A-list people on the station. That's going to be a real feather in our cap if that happens. So that is very exciting. And the way I'm looking at it is if I can get Bill Graff back on the air, then I'm going to consider 2026 an absolute triumph. I'll tell you that already. So does anybody have any questions?
You and me both, buddy.
All right. Any questions?
No, I just kudos to those agreements with Stoughton Opera House, Bloom, Frank Productions. That's impressive stuff. And the Friends are knocking it out of the park with the fundraising. I went to a fundraiser at Lola's, and it was very packed. But I bought a wonderful framed poster for my house. Got me thinking that I hope there's like some sort of a merchandise website where people can buy stuff from the Friends. It would be so nice, like around Christmas time, the holidays, like, if you need a gift idea, get a WVMO hat, or something like that.
As it happens, we do have an agreement with Milwaukee Merch. If you go to WVMO.fm and scroll down, I think you can find that. Now, it doesn't have all of our items. It has things that Milwaukee Merch can make for us. So that's shirts, and I'm not quite sure what we have other items that we do not have on sale through them. So it's not a complete online store, but it's something we don't have to run.
How do
They
we
have
get
our
there? How do we get there? The Milwaukee
go to WVMO.FM, which is our,
WVMO.FM, yeah.
and then scroll down and look and see if you can find a panel to click on merchandise.
Okay. That's great to know, because I purchased it right around Christmas and I thought, oh man, this would be such a great gift. Or WVMO merchandise, yeah. I feel like we should be linking to this from the city website.
It's a couple clicks on mymonona.com, which is why the WVMO.FM is that's pretty easy to tell people about. Once again, it's not our own store, but it is one outlet where you can get WVMO merch.
And
Dave?
there's some really great like retro t-shirts, and it's nice. It's really nice.
Teresa, as I am on the Friends of WVMO board, and
Yeah.
that is an active online store is an agenda item we have.
Okay, great.
And we've talked about it before of doing different things online. We haven't. The Milwaukee merch is what we have now, but it is something that we have on our little list of things to look into, because there are, like, the Parks and Recreation Department, I believe they have like a flash sale that lasts like 2 weeks, and whatever orders get placed, they get produced. So we've looked at potentially doing something similar to that, or having a freestanding store. But we're just wanted to let you know that it's on our list.
That's great. I figured there must be a way to do it. I mean, it's such a cool thing. And
yeah,
I agree. I agree. It's really a cool thing. Really
and
cool.
As an expert in artificial intelligence, I'm just going to type it in after this meeting and create it.
Perfect. Should take you about 10 minutes, right? Just get that set up. So
I'll just motion to do that myself.
Go for it.
All right, thank you.
Motion and second, the whole thing. Right. And vote on it. So, Joe, what about anything in the new programming that stands out that you'd like to brag a little bit about or tell us about? I know we've got a link there so we can all see it.
Well, it can be a little tricky with shows coming and going to keep our schedule entirely up to date. But another interesting program that has come back on the air in the last few months. I say come back. Steve Gotcher was one of our original show hosts when we came on the air in 2015. He is a radio and audio professional. He was a co-owner at Audio for the Arts, and he sold his piece of that business and went to work at Wisconsin Public Radio. And he just retired I want to say in about August. And as it happened, Lindsay, Linwood Davis, and Will and I were having lunch at the Harmony and looked over at the next table, and there was Steve Gotcher having his retirement party. And the next thing you know, we were in conversation, and we brought back his show, the Listening to Records Club, which airs on Thursday evenings from 8 to 10. And Steve is a real audiophile, a real radio professional. And I think the secret sauce for WVMO is that you have people like Dave and I, who are Monona residents, who are passionate about music. We love doing our programs. And we also have people from around the whole Madison area and beyond who have spent decades working professionally in radio, who bring their talents to the station. And I think that mix of passionate volunteers who come at this because we are Mononians, or East Siders, and the people who have done this for a living. That's what makes the station real cool. So I guess that's one other person I would mention off the top of my head.
That's fantastic. Did everyone get a chance to follow that link on the agenda to the list of all the shows that are on VMO? It's amazing. It's really amazing. And it's impressive. And it makes me wonder if we should put something like this in the newsletter, the city newsletter. I know the deadline's coming up around the corner. I know Anita's not here, but Amanda, I mean, it just feels like this is something to brag about and show off. And it might, just.
So the schedule is expansive. I don't know if we could get like everybody showing there, but what I will let you know is that Will has been sending out press releases to the Herald Independent about some of the things that we've had added to the station or events that are going on, and the Friends of WVMO actually have their own e-newsletter, just like Monona Community Media has. And what might be cool would be to find a way to link that WVMO e-newsletter to the Monona Community Media newsletter. Like, click here to read the latest from the Friends of WVMO. That might be something we could do. I'm just thinking about that right now.
So how many newsletters does the city have, right? We've got the newsletter that this committee puts out, but then we've got library, parks, and now we've got the Friends Senior Center has a newsletter. And Joe, you just said that the Friends of VMO has a newsletter. And there was another newsletter? Did I hear you talk about two of them?
No, I was just saying that maybe that Friends of WVMO, if you wanted, you could have a something, maybe some people could click on on something on this newsletter that we do here.
Dave B. Fashion. Who is that? He has a show on VMO. Who's that guy?
He's the best looking guy on this committee.
I am.
Nothing personal, fellas.
Fashion. I could tell. I mean, look at the hat. I mean, clearly he's all about fashion.
Right. And if this Tuesday at 7:00, the theme of the show is the word Jubilee.
Okay.
That's it. The show is all about the word Jubilee.
Okay.
It's going to be fantastic.
Well, any promotion of the shows that are happening on VMO, I would encourage, and I know that Anita and Amanda can help you to put something together for the newsletter if you care to.
Is there a regular cadence where like you could be like every quarter we update the programming or something like that? Because Anita, I feel like is more of a content expert than I am, but I could see something like that, just like new programming, and we just have like a little block that we kind of rotate in if there was like a repeated cadence. But I know right now we do have Connectados in the newsletter, and that one gets treated a little differently in that way. I don't really know what the reason for that is, but
I know we're getting almost to the 1 hour mark, and I do have newsletter on the agenda, but maybe we won't get through it all tonight. But Amanda, I think what you're asking for is just whether there's a way that you can know whether the schedule is accurate or current.
When it's like updated, like let's say you did like a quarterly update of the content, but I mean, it could just be that Anita adds you to the list for when there's like a big program change or something, like a bigger splash that you think is worth noting in the broader newsletter.
Well, would it be possible just to put Stacy Harbaugh in touch with Anita?
Yeah. Sure.
Is Stacy one of the Friends volunteers?
Yeah, I think she's been taking a leadership role on
Yeah,
that e-newsletter.
fantastic. Yeah, would love to put more in the newsletter. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything more you want to share about the schedule, or is that you hit the highlights? Yeah, it looks fantastic. A lot to be proud of. Moving on to the VMO handbook, then, Bill, I was wondering if you'd be interested in saying a few words about the work you've done with that.
It's really mostly just copy editing. As I went through and tried to understand what the expectations are for a volunteer, I just found a number of places where it seemed like the same thing was repeated in different places, or like there were related ideas that were scattered throughout the document. So I kind of brought all those together and reorganized and cleaned up some of the grammar and punctuation things. So no changes to the policy itself, just trying to make it more user friendly for a volunteer who comes and
Mhm.
wants to know how they can stay in good standing. We
Mhm.
did identify a couple of things that were not just confusing in the wording, but they sort of revealed that we're not exactly sure about a um, couple of the rules that are set forth. So Will is pursuing that at the staff level, and we'll continue having some conversations about that. But basically, the cleanup and the copy editing is substantially done. I think Joe and Will might still be reviewing a few parts of it.
That's a big undertaking. Thank you. That's wonderful. It's always nice to have a way for a new volunteer to get up to speed quickly. Just take a look at the handbook. Anything more? Was there anything surprising that you found? No? Okay. All right. I'm going to move on then to number 6B, community media updates. And just under that, we just have the newsletter ideas. I just had a conversation with the mayor and our city administrator, and I thought I would put it on the agenda just to start the conversation, but not necessarily finish it tonight. In that, we're always looking for ways. The conversation that I had with them was about sustainability and how we could uh, get all city departments a little more involved, or more institutionalization of some concepts and values and goals and statuses of where we are on certain goals. And one of the things that was discussed was that there is so much going on that we're just not talking about and we're not sharing. But staff, city staff, members and leaders of departments just don't have time to do the work and then sort of like brag about doing the work. It's just, you focus on just doing the work. And I'm just curious to know if there's an appetite in this body. There is a standing section in the newsletter about sustainability. Maybe we also have some journalists on this group that could be interested in maybe hunting down a story or meeting with department heads to share stories that they're proud of. And this is all just very high level at this point. It hasn't been fleshed out or whatever that word is. And I just wanted to throw it out there for thought. And maybe between now and the next meeting or so, we can have a little more ideas to share about that.
Teresa, my mind goes back to the AI conversation we had earlier. If the agendas from other committees have some of those important line items that you think are not getting brought back to the newsletter, it might be an interesting approach to have it kind of like crawl, looking for things in our agendas that might not be exactly what you're thinking of, but just a thought.
Maybe. So as a way of finding things that people might want to put into the newsletter, like
if there was something on an agenda that definitely like was newsletter worthy, didn't get Anita's email request for items didn't get replied to, there may even be enough details in that agenda to help draft, like the information could already be there.
Yeah. And sometimes it's as simple as just at a staff meeting for leadership to just say, hey, we've got a newsletter coming out next week. We encourage you to contact. I mean, and if people just think, well, I don't have time to write a story, maybe it's a matter of could they contact this committee and have a volunteer work with them to write up something quickly. I mean, I think Anita has done that in the past. All right. Just putting that out there, like how can we get a better newsletter? How can we make it easier to get a better newsletter? How can citizens continue to get informed? You know, there's always, I think it's just a constant challenge to keep citizens informed of what's going on in the city. So anything that you think of between now and our next meeting, that would be great. And that takes us to the end of the agenda. I'll take a motion to adjourn. Is it Fashion Dave? Did I see a hand go up? Or
Motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn from Dave Bruner. Is there a second from Alex Fortney? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Adjourned at 5:58. All right. Thank you, everybody. Always a pleasure. Bill Gruff, what's up with this? You got a little bit of a fashion Dave going on there. Your mustache. You're on mute, Bill. I'll see you later. Bye, Alex.